Hello everyone. In this session we are going to see about JavaScript garbage collection, object methods, this constructor and operation new keyword. I'm Anthony and I'm from Loyola College, Chennai. Let's begin. Garbage collection. So what is garbage collection? Memory management in JavaScript is performed automatically and visibly to us. We create primitives, objects, function and all that makes that memory. What happens when something is not needed anymore? How does the JavaScript engine discover it and clean it up? That is mean by reachability. The main concept of memory management in JavaScript is reachability. Simply put, reachable. Values of those that are accessible or usable somehow. They are guaranteed to be stored in that memory. These are a base set of inheritance reachable values that cannot be deleted or obvious reason. For instance, local variables and parameters of the current function and variables and parameters for other function on current chain of the nested calls. Global variables. These are some other internal ones as well. These values are called roots. Another value is considered reachable if it is reachable from a root by a reference or by a chain of references. For instance, if there is an object in a local variable and that object has a property referencing another object, that object is considered reachable and those that is references are also reachable. There are two types of garbage collections and there are two different algorithms. Number one, reference counting garbage collection and mark and sweep algorithm. Now we will see what is reference counting garbage collection in detail. Reference counting approach is super simple. It is based on the idea of counting the number of pointer references to each allocated object. It is a direct method that also happens to be naturally incremental as it distributes the memory management over it throughout the program. Other than memory management, reference counting is also broadly used as a source management mechanism in operating system for managing system without resources like files, sockets, arrays, etc. So how it is works? Under reference counting approach, each allocated object contains a reference count field. The memory manager is responsible for maintaining the invariant that all the times the reference count of each object is equal to the number of direct pointer reference to that object. So, in the given example, two objects are created. One is referenced by the another of its property. Obviously, none can be garbage collected. So, see here, variable O is equal to A, that is referred by B, that is equal to 2. So, O is equal to 1. What was the A property of the object originally in O? It has zero reference to it. It can be garbage collected. So see here, function func, variable O is equal to empty, variable O2 equal to empty, O dot A is equal to O2, O2 dot A equal to O. O references O2 and O2 references O. So here the garbage is collected explicitly so that none can be referenced. Next is mark and sweep algorithm. Any garbage collection algorithm must be performed two basic operations. One, it should be able to detect all the unreachable objects, and secondly, it must reclaim the heap space used by the garbage objects and make the space available again to the program. The above operations are performed by mark and sweep algorithm in two phases: mark phase and sweep phase. So what is mark phase? When an object is created, it is mark bit is set to false. In the mark phase, we set the mark bit for all reachable objects or the objects which a user can refer to 1. That is true. Now to perform this operation, we simply need to do a graph traverser. A depth first search approach would work for us. Here we can consider very object that a node and that all nodes that are reachable from this node are visited and goes on till we have visited that reachable nodes. Root is a variable that refers to an object and it is directly accessed by the local variable. We will assume that we have only one root. We can access the mark bit of any object by marked bit object. So next, what is sweep phase? As name suggests, it sweeps the unreachable object. That is, it clears the heap memory for all unreachable objects. All those objects whose marked value is set to false are cleared from the heap memory. For all other objects, the marked bit is set to true. Now the marked value for all the reachable object is set to false. Since we will run the algorithm if it is required, and again we will go through the mark phase to mark all the reachable objects. So that is where the sweep phase sits. The mark and sweep algorithm is called a tracing garbage collector because it traces out the entire collection of the objects that are directly or indirectly accessible by the program. So next, object method. So I will give brief introduction to object as we already know what is object. Object in JavaScript are collection of key value pairs. The values can consist of properties and methods and may contain all other JavaScript data types such as strings, numbers, and booleans. And objects in JavaScript descend from the parent object constructor. Object can has many as useful built-in methods we can use and access to make working with individual objects straightforward. Unlike array prototype methods like sort and reverse that are used on the array instance, object methods are used directly on object constructor and use the object instance as a parameter. This is known as static method. So in the objects are usually created to represent entities of the real world like users, orders, and so on. And in the real world, a user can act like selecting something from shopping cart, login, logout, etc. Actions are represented in JavaScript by functions and properties. For example, in the given example, user is equal to name that is given as John and age is equal to 30. User.say is equal to it calls on the function, and the function has the alert allow. So user calls on the say hi function. So hence the function will start working and the instructions in the function will be start executing. Here alert hello will be executed in the screen. So that is all about object methods. So next, this keyword. A function, this keyword behaves a little differently in JavaScript compared to other languages. It also has some differences between strict mode and non-strict mode. In most cases, the value of this is determined by how a function is called during the runtime binding. It can be set by assignment during execution also, and it may be different each time the different is called. When Internet Explorer finally used bind method to set the value of the function, this regardless of how it is called, and introduced arrow function which do not provide the own this binding. For example, in the value, the property of an execution content, that is global function or eval, that is in non-strict mode, it always a reference to an object, and in strict mode can be any value. In global content, in global execution content, this refers to the global object whether in strict mode or not. In function content, this depends on how the function is called. In class content, the behavior of this in classes and function it's similar since classes are functions under the hood, but there are some differences and similarities. Within a class constructor, this is regular object and all non-static methods within the class are added to the prototype of this. In derived classes, unlike base class constructor, derived constructor have no initial this binding. Calling super creates a this binding within the constructor and essentially has the effect of evaluating the answers and whatever the function is given. So next, the constructor. So what is constructor in JavaScript? A constructor is a function that creates an instance of the class which is typically called an object. In JavaScript, a constructor gets called when you declare an object using the new keyword. What is new keyword? We will see next slide. The purpose of constructor is to create an object and set values if there are any object properties present. It is a neat way to create an object because you do not need to explicitly state what to return as a constructor function. By default, returns the object that gets created within it. For example, let's say there is an object user which has two properties, first name and last name. To initialize two instances with different names, you will use the same constructor function. What happens when a constructor gets called in JavaScript? Here's what happens when a constructor is invoked. A new empty object is created. This keyword start referring to that newly created object and hence it becomes the current instance object. The newly created object is then returned as the constructor returned value. What is new keyword? The new keyword constructs and returns an object of a constructor function. The keyword performs four tasks. It creates a new empty object. It sets new empty object invisible prototype property to be constructor function visible and accessible prototype property. Every function has visible prototype property, whereas every object includes invisible property also. It binds property or function which is declared with this keyword to a new object. It returns newly created object unless the constructor function returns a non-primitive value, that is custom JavaScript object. If constructor function does not include return statement, then compiler will insert return this implicitly and end of the function. If the constructor function returns a primitive value, then it will be ignored. Sometimes we need a blueprint for creating many objects of the same type. The way to create an object type is use an object constructor function. In objects of same type are created by calling the constructor function with new keyword. This is where the new keyword is used. So optional chaining. So what is optional chaining? An optional chaining is an error-proof way to access nested object properties even if an intermediate property doesn't exist. For example, optional chaining stops the evaluation and returns undefined if the part before the optional chaining symbol, that is question mark dot, is undefined or null. Further, for brevity, we will be saying something exists if it is not null and not undefined. We should be clear that the syntax question mark dot works exactly where it is placed and not further. We should use the optional chaining only where it is okay that something doesn't exist. For example, if according to our coding logic, user object must be there, but address is optional, then user.address optional chaining state would be better. So if user happens to be undefined due to a mistake, we will know about it and fix it. Otherwise, coding errors can be silenced where not appropriate and become more difficult to debug. The optional chaining operator permits reading the value of a property located deep within a chain of connected objects without having to expressly validate that each references in the chain is valid. By using the optional chaining, the JavaScript node implicitly check to be sure object first is not null or undefined before attempting to access of first object, second object. If first object is null or undefined, the expression automatically short circuits, returning undefined. So what is short circuiting? As it was said before, the optional chaining immediately stops the evaluation if the left part doesn't exist. So if there are any other further functions calls or side effects, they don't occur. So this is what the short circuit is called. So today we saw what is garbage collection, object method this, constructor, operator new, and optional chaining. So this is all about today's topic, and see you in next session. Thank you.